Alright, what's up everyone? My name is Night Reacts and welcome back. As you guys step off thumbnail title today, welcome back to episode 2 of my album review haul, where I take a few albums that I reacted to that I didn't actually do videos on, and I kind of just review them. In today's video, we got 3 albums. I know last time we had 4, but this time we only have 3 because I didn't finish a review for one of the albums. In this video, we are going to be reviewing David Kushner's latest album, The Economy, Cults, To the Ghosts, and Conan Gray's Found Heaven. Let me know if you guys enjoy this. I do want to, continue this. Maybe I won't do it in like this where it's just one video. Maybe I'll start doing it in shorts because they're actually adding 3-minute shorts finally. I don't know why it took them this long, but hell, whatever. Other than that, let me know if I should do more of this. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notification bell so you're notified every time I upload. But other than that, let's just get into this. But with this album, going into it, I wasn't really expecting it to be amazing. I was really expecting it to really try to kind of mimic what he was able to do with Daylight. Now I did enjoy Daylight. I actually really liked Daylight when I first reacted to it, and I for the most part I enjoyed the singles that came after it. But I will say most of the singles tried to like mimic the style of Daylight, which is completely understandable. I mean, it's his biggest song. It's a song that really blew him up. Obviously he's gonna try to continue with that. The biggest thing that I was most suspicious about was whether or not the whole album was gonna try to mimic Daylight, and for the most part it kind of did. While I really don't have a bad opinion on this album, I do think the vocalization was pretty solid. I think lyricism was pretty okay too. I do think that there was like a lot of repetitiveness in this album. I just feel like a lot of this album didn't really try anything different, and it didn't really show any versatility. It was just really him, again, like I said, trying to just mimic Daylight. There was a lot of religious aspects in this album, which I don't mind at all. If done right, can be amazing, and I think he did it pretty okay. I just do think that my main issue with this album is the fact that it just felt very safe. Felt very safe. It didn't really feel like he was trying to do anything that would kind of interest most people. It kind of just felt like he was really banking off the fact that Daylight became popular and he wanted to mimic that success. But yeah, my favorites off this album were Hero, Flesh, X Blood, Sweet Oblivion, Dark Side, and obviously his hit song Daylight. I do think Daylight is still an amazing song, even if it's not a song that I really have on my rotation anymore. I do think the skips on this album are Poison, You and Me, and Saving Your Soul. I do think those are probably, again, not like bad songs, but I do think they are the most uninteresting songs and the 3 songs that I probably skip every time. But yeah, with Dark Side, the comedy, I'm probably gonna give it a 6.2 out of 10. Again, it's not a bad album, but it's definitely not an album that I would return to. I wouldn't really return to any of these tracks. Now, Cults is a band that I've heard, I think, 1 or 2 tracks from. This main one being Gilded Lily, that came out back in like 2022, and I absolutely loved that track. So when I found that they had released an album, I was really excited to listen to this album. Now I did listen to it like a month or 2 ago. I know this album came out way earlier, but I didn't know it released. So when I found out it released, first thing I did was open up Spotify Music and listen to it. Now I will say my biggest thing that I love about this album is the vocalization. That was phenomenal. Like, there were so many moments throughout the album where I found her voice so soft and soothing. Like, it was so pretty throughout this whole album. I love the vocalization. I love the range on her voice, and I just think that she's a great vocalist. But outside of that, there wasn't really much else interesting, surprisingly. I feel like most of the songs, while sounding very cohesive, they did have their moments where they were borderline repetitive and sounded very similar to each other, lacking much versatility in this album. Like, it actually led to quite a few moments having to look back at my phone to see if I was still on the same song or not, because of how similar the tracks were. Like, I'm saying, like, I would be in track number 3, right? I'd listen to that track, think it was pretty solid, but then I'd be in track number 7 and then be like, hold up, did I not listen to this song already? And adding to that repetitive aspect, it did feel like most of the tracks outside of like the final 2 tracks left me feeling almost empty, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like listening to those albums, it kind of left me feeling like, okay, you know, those were solid, I didn't mind them, but when I listened to them again, like, they were just kind of whatever. They weren't bad whatsoever, they just were just kind of doing their own thing, and that's kind of it. You know, the productions were okay, vocalizations were great, the lyricism were okay, but that's about it. I mean, nothing like too special to talk about. Honestly, there is a lot of potential with this album. There is, I can't deny it. There is so much potential with this album, but I do really think they missed the mark in a lot of it, because again, I can't really find myself returning to this album. How just kind of like whatever most of the songs are. I feel like there's not many interesting aspects of this album outside of the concepts. Yeah, outside of that, I think my favorite songs on this album are You're in Love With Me and Hung the Moon, and I think my least favorite are Honey, Behave, and Cells. So yeah, altogether, it's not bad, but I'm gonna have to give it like a 5.9 out of 10. It's not an album that I would return to. From the screen to the ring to the pen to the king, where's my crown? That's my bling. All right, everyone, we got a special event. All right, something that I haven't done yet with these videos, obviously, because it's only one video, but we got a bonus round, which is single, and in this single we are going to be talking about KSI's latest song, which I will have a reaction to very soon in the shorts when that releases. We're going to be talking about his single Thick of It. To be honest, I don't know what I could say about that song. I don't know what it was, but it was something. So just like the fact that already I don't like Trippie Redd as is, I'm not saying he's a bad artist. I think he has some pretty solid hits, but outside of those solid hits, I don't think he has any good albums. KSI just really needs to stick to boxing, to be honest, and I'm not joking. I think the song was pretty bad. It was a very just uninteresting song, and I think that it's just a boring song. I mean, it's a song. I mean, that's all I could say. The vocals were bad. The vocalization sounded like something off Nickelodeon. It just sounded like a Nickelodeon song. Honestly, that's an insult to Nickelodeon, because hell, they had Victorious in that. I'm sure that had pretty solid songs. Yeah, it's just not an enjoyable track. I'm gonna have to give that an L. I'm not saying KSI doesn't have potential. He has potential to make good music. I mean, I'm sure he has a few good songs. I mean, if I remember correctly, I enjoyed Holiday. I just think that, I don't know, it also could be also the fact that he's trying to really play victim with this one. Trying to say that people are just riding a hate train. But the thing is, he kind of asked for it, you know? Bro went on record on Twitter making multiple comments saying that he wants to hate and that he loves the hate. Now that he's getting what he asked for, all of a sudden he's trying to play victim, saying he never asked for it, even though he was pretty much inviting it with all the comments that he was making about how Dan TDM fans were running up his streams and stuff like that, and how he wanted, like, bring in the hate, it's making me money or whatever. But now he's playing victim. He also could just be doing this to play people, you know? Maybe he just doesn't really care, but he's just playing victim to, you know, generate more hate, to generate more hate streams. And if so, I mean, he's pretty much just turning into Tom McDonald. Let's be for real here. I could see the appeal for some people, you know. There are some people who just like basic ass music, who, you know, the same people who like AGR. I will say though, this makes AGR actually look like they know what they're doing. So the final album that we are going to be reviewing in today's video is Conan Grad's Found Heaven. Now, I reacted to this back in August. I listened to this album. I've been meaning to review it, but I just haven't had the time. So going into this album, the only like exposure that I've had previously of Conan Gray is when I've heard one of his most popular songs, Heather, and I absolutely loved that song. I thought that song was absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the video's still up. You know, I was expecting this album to be very similar to that, but it was nothing like that, surprisingly. Instead, this album had like a very, very heavy 80s pop aesthetic route with like influences from artists like Queen and Prince, possibly Elton John, and it worked very well. Like, this album isn't reviewed very great, but like, I thought it worked very well. While I don't think there's anything like phenomenal on this album track-wise, there are a lot of hits on this album with like very fun and well produced like instrumentals and absolutely insanely well delivered vocals. Like I think his voice mixes great with like the 80s pop style he went with this album, and it led for so many moments where I was like, damn, this man got range. Yeah, altogether this was a great listen. Like there's so many songs on here that I would listen to again, and honestly during the time, you know, a few months back, there was quite a few songs that were on my rotation, and honestly after this video I might add some more to my rotation again. I might bring some of those songs back into my rotation because I kind of want to listen to this album again. But yeah, altogether great listen, and I could definitely see myself returning to a lot of these tracks, which I have. Favorite tracks on this album were Fainted Love, Alley Rose, Forever With Me, Killing Me, and Winner. And I think my only skip on this album would be Eyes of the Night. I don't know, I do have to re-listen to this album, so maybe that will grow on me, maybe that'll shrink on me more, I don't know, but I just remember not being too into it, not as much as I was with the rest of the album. Yeah, altogether I would 100% give that like a 7.7. It's a solid album, you know. Obviously it's nothing like phenomenal, but it's a solid album, and it's a fun album. It's a fun album. It does everything good. That's all I could say. But yeah, we did it. We ranked a bunch of albums and a surprise single. Let me know what you guys think of my review on these albums. Obviously I could do work on these reviews. Obviously I could get better with my reviews and be more detailed, and I am trying to learn how to be more articulate with my reviews so that I don't end up kind of sounding repetitive myself doing these reviews. Let me know what else I should do. Let me know what else I should react to. Let me know what else I should review. Subscribe to the new channel, turn on post notification bell so you're notified every time I upload. We're actually on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and we're very close. We're only 1,000 away. We're on the final lap to 10,000. I'm very excited for that. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Start calling my bluff if you wanna make a mess. Don't call you enough, not as much as I intend. I don't say it enough, but I think you in the end. Might delay a few events on the day, it just depends. I got way too many friends, I got way too many friends, I got way too many friends, I got way too many. Yeah, tell them that I miss them now, play some pretend. I can't tell you